that goes a lot in here.
Different acoustics, my dude.
Also, no furniture.
Yeah, but at least you
A
got
little more
carpet.
echoey. Yeah, actually, the carpet is kind of nice. It's been a long time since I've been a carpet crew. You
Yeah,
know,
you had all hardwood.
I did. Yeah, there wasn't an ounce of
Or
carpet in the
not
last
hardwood,
place.
but
Yeah,
it was tile and hard
vinyl,
surfaces.
whatever it was. Yeah, I just got my vacuum in today, which I feel like you need to vacuum twice as much when you have carpet.
Oh yeah,
With the cats
yeah.
and everything, like just everything just sinks into the floor. But
Dude,
it's cool.
did you do a walkthrough with a video camera before you moved in?
No, I didn't. Maybe I should.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I guess
Just to get the L
uh
deposit.
let yeah, I don't know, but it is okay. Here's a pro tip. When before you move into a place, I mean, okay, I don't know how much of an info dump you want on moving tips right now. You've been through it.
You could give a TLDR for the class.
Um,
Summarize it.
when you're checking the place out, make sure that the toilet's flush and
Oh
everything.
yeah,
All that good stuff.
all the outlets work.
Right.
Right.
But before you move in, do a video walkthrough of the whole place.
It's like a car rental, you know.
Yes, like when I rent a car, I
Yeah.
do a quick video of 360 around the car,
Right.
quick, just quick of the interior.
Yeah.
And I usually manage to get the sales the associate in the video in there like just like like trying to get out of the shot. The whole idea though is if you do a recording, a pretty in-depth thorough recording video of your place before you move in, or like day of move in, you can be like, okay,
There's no
here's the
discrepancies.
faucet works, the toilet works, like all
Mhm.
that stuff.
Right.
Open the drawers, whatever. The light bulbs all work, everything like that. And then when you're moving out, like last thing you do before you are gone for good, you
Yeah.
do a walkthrough. And
Yeah.
obviously, in the amount of time that passes, there will be changes.
Sure.
You can't not leave a mark on a place. But the idea is if you have somebody who is trying to screw you out of a security deposit, having the before and after is super helpful if somebody's trying to screw you over because you can be like, okay, well, you end up in small claims court, for example. Like you have evidence that is totally supporting you on like, no, this damage that they're claiming that I punched a hole in the wall, whatever.
Right.
Like here is a video. This is verifiable. Like this was the last thing that I did before leaving the place and turning over the keys.
Yeah.
There's no hole in the wall. This is made up. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a good habit. It's potentially saved me in the past. I can't say that for sure.
I also wish that I had taken a video of my last place of everything that was in there, because now I actually have to itemize every single thing that was in that house to give it to my insurance company.
Yeah.
Every board game, every like piece of silverware, every battery, like literally anything that had any monetary value, I have to now go through. I mean, it's going to be 10,000 things.
Yeah, no,
it's going to be 10,000 things, and like that's something that like obviously no one tells you to do because it's just such a it's so unspeakable that like it's so the odds of your house just getting completely destroyed are so low that no one's like, hey, you should probably like take inventory every once in a while. But I guess if you live in like a, I don't know, like a place where a natural disaster could get you, like a high fire zone or like tsunami territory, like maybe record just once a month or once every few months, just
quarterly.
Go through your house.
You
once a quarter,
if you're aggressive,
probably good enough.
Aggressive, you could say monthly or quarterly, but even annual. Like you can do it as like part of spring cleaning.
100%, yeah.
Because I don't know if not everybody is like, oh, I spring cleaning. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get a bug up your ass and you're like, I want to clean stuff.
Yeah.
And if you get really into it, you could be like, okay, I could do it before and after and post it on Reddit or whatever and be like,
yeah.
But at the same time, you can capture valuable stuff,
right?
valuable footage of your stuff.
I feel like I got the spring cleaning of a lifetime, dude. I'm like living a minimalistic life now.
That is a lifetime event, man. That is like one of the top 5 most stressful events that can happen in your lifetime.
What's wild to me is that like I could easily go through the rest of my life without ever meeting another person who's experienced what I have.
You think?
I mean, someone personally?
Like somebody who's had their house burned down, or somebody who's lost their house in a disaster.
I would say either or.
You think it's that rare?
I mean, I only say that because I don't know anyone. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's had that happen. And I'm already half dead. I'm like halfway. My life is half over, so there's a 50-50 shot that I'm going to meet somebody else.
Rounding up a little bit there, dude.
I don't know. Depends on how long I can stretch this dry January here.
Dude. Yeah. So yeah, doing a regular and go not just like I'm going to walk through every room in my house, but also just take a moment to go through your closet.
Right.
If you got an Armani suit in there or something, get in there and just get the label on.
Yes,
on video,
if State Farm is watching this video right now, I had 5 Armani suits in my closet. And a couple of Rolexes. Don't forget the Rolexes.
Oh man. Dude. So you think yeah, getting a closet, getting your drawers, get into your bed, get in the bathroom, cabinet.
Yeah.
Like
right.
Because you have all the contents of your bathroom cabinet don't seem that important right now. But if you're like,
sure,
I'm making a recording for insurance,
yeah,
all that's going to add up to, it could be $100, could be $500, depending on how many Manscaped devices are in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can get to be a lot quick.
For sure.
And then more importantly, with your move in, move out videos, or your just insurance, whatever, put it on cloud storage.
Yeah.
Or just
definitely
put it on a cheap SSD and mail it to your family in another state for them to hang on to for your whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be in the cloud. It can be as simple as just, having it somewhere else.
Just make 5 copies on 5 different SSDs and scatter them across the world. Like Dragon Balls. Just make them like Dragon. Yeah, exactly.
You can
geocache that.
Dude.
Shit. Time capsule.
Micro SD cards are insane, bro. You can fit a terabyte.
I know, it's insane.
Onto such a tiny thing that you can just crazy. You could just chew some gum, wrap the gum around the SD card.
Yeah. And
stick it anywhere.
In your butt. Anywhere.
I mean, I wouldn't put
That's probably the number one place to put it.
That's up to you. But I'm pretty sure...
Have a backup.
I'm pretty sure you can... I haven't tested this, but I'm pretty sure a micro SD card can go through your digestive system and come out and still be fine.
Totally fine.
Might have a little bit of corrosion.
From the stomach acid?
Yeah, like I know that the contacts are gold plated, but
right.
It's possible you might have some, if there's damage to plating or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, those things are surprisingly durable.
That's cool.
And you can
put your whole life on
it. It's a terabyte, right? That's the max right now?
I don't know.
I think it's the max.
I'm sure it's probably close to surpassing that at this point.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Like
the density's gotten crazy.
Yeah. But anyway.
That's cool though.
So you're itemizing. Is that what you
itemizing? No, I haven't even started that, dude. I haven't even started it. I mean, that's like planning a wedding. That's like something that you do over like months of time, at least. It's going to be a mission, but I got to do it at some point. I got to start at some point.
Use your phone.
It's daunting.
Yeah. The Samsung voice memo thing.
Yeah, right.
Does a pretty good job of speech to text.
Yeah.
And you can just be like, just remembering like, okay, I had Manscaped, 3 rolls of 2-ply toilet paper.
Dude, you just made me
Colgate toothpaste.
You just made me realize something terrible.
Why?
Is that I have to do, like, the sooner I do it, the better, because I'm gonna start forgetting shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start forgetting little things.
Yeah, you will start
in my mind right
so
now.
I wouldn't wait more than a couple weeks.
Damn! Now I'm talking about this. We're like, you can't even, like, at first I was like, oh, I'll just start, baby chunks, like start by room.
But you have to start by looking at pictures.
Wall. Yeah, you start by looking at pictures.
Because once you look at a picture,
group it. Yeah.
You'll that's like, you start by looking at the picture. It's obviously like you can name what's in the picture, but then that puts you mentally in that space, and you can start like having a mental reconstruction of the room to look around in.
Yeah, definitely. And I've got a lot of photos of the house here and there, so that's good.
Dude, 10,000 things, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Crock-pot, silverware.
Yeah, dude.
Immersion blender.
Like, and no matter how long I take to make this list, I will still forget a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
I'm still going to forget so much stuff. It's just crazy. It's so crazy. I'm hiring a public adjuster to just handle the claim for me.
What does a public adjuster do?
Basically, it's instead of me doing all the talking to the insurance company and trying to file my claim with them over the next 2-3 years, however long it takes to rebuild the house, ultimately we're both going to have to settle on a payout amount for my claim.
Right.
An insurance, a private insurance adjuster, public adjuster, is basically just going to fight to get you the highest payout. They take a cut, so they're incentivized to try and basically max out your policy. Whatever you're covered for, State Farm is going to be like, we owe you, we're going to give you 50% of your coverage. Public adjuster's like, no, screw that. This shit was way more costly, and here's why. We come with receipts, and you owe them the full, or like close to the full amount of coverage.
So
the limit.
It seems like you've had some bad experiences with hiring people to handle stuff for you.
Yeah. This one is different. I think this one's different because it comes from a good referral.
Okay.
It's a good referral from a guy that I trust, that I've known for years. Whereas the other one was like my divorce lawyer. I think you might be talking about my divorce lawyer. Was just like some random attorney that my mom's friend used once. So I don't know. I don't even know the person who gave my mom the referral, really. So that was not the same. And I've already spoken to this guy on the phone, the public adjuster, and he's great. He's cool, chill guy. Seems like probably around our age, just, down to earth and stuff, knows his shit. And I have a good feeling about him already.
All right.
Whereas from day one, that attorney sucked. It's like, oh my God, I'm paying you how much an hour?
Bro, you gotta trust your gut better, man.
Oh my God. I know, dude. I'm bad at that. I'm really bad sometimes. I'm so indecisive.
Sometimes you just have to be like a dick. Like, look.
Yeah.
I don't think you're right for this position.
Right. I mean, I could have said that a million times. I just get I get locked in. And I just eat it, Because
I know what you're talking about.
And then I start having the self-doubt where I'm like, well, if I get rid of her and hire someone new, then they're not going to know my situation. I'm going to have to redo the whole, I'm starting from zero, starting from scratch. I should just fucking see this through. So it's just I'll self-sabotage all the time like that. Talk myself out of probably good decisions and then just pay for it later. All
right. So what good decision have you avoided making lately?
Lately?
Yeah, like
good decision.
Let's try to cash this shit.
Man, probably been spending too much time looking at furniture. I should be working on more important things.
Honestly,
that itemized list.
I can't fault you for that. I feel like I struggle to try to put myself in your shoes, but I try to, and I'm like, I've feel like it would be hard to not look at furniture in this situation.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like
because you have
you don't want it to just be empty. You don't want to live in like a box,
right,
like literally a box. You kind of want it to. You want to, at least for me, like I want to just rebuild enough to where it feels like I can call this place home, even if it's like a long.
You want the feeling of walking rental in and feeling at home.
Exactly, instead of just like a
right
place that someone else used to live in. Exactly.
It's a space.
Yeah, and it's not my space. It's just a space. So I need it to feel a little bit like my own place, just to feel less distracted. I'll be able to be more relaxed. Mm-hmm. My mind will be clearer and all that stuff. So it sounds dumb to like focus on it, but I feel like it's got some benefits to.
It's got its merits.
Yeah, it's got some merits for sure. But yeah, man, it's been an interesting journey so far. I think some people, I think I mentioned it on social media that there's no gas yet. They're backed up. The gas services are backed up because of the fires. So for like the next 2 weeks, I'm not going to have gas, and it's a gas HVAC. So no hot showers. I had no hot water in general, and then no heater. So the cats have been freezing their asses off. They've been they're cuddling up on the blankets right now.
You got a little space heater.
And I do have an electric stove, so I could, as you were mentioning earlier, like heat up some water and shower that way. There's also a community pool with a shower, so I could shower there too, like a little outdoor shower.
Honestly, dude, that's not half bad. Like,
it's not a bad idea. Yeah, I do that.
Get your trunks on and grab some shower gel and go get it on. Like just.
And you get some
$5. Oh my god!
I don't have shit.
Dude, that is like how many times? How many times are you like, I don't have
this random thing for right? It's like something that you don't need every day.
There's so many things that I just take for granted. Like having swim trunks.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that the one thing I have tons of are socks. I have so many socks now. It used to be the other way around, where that was the one thing I needed, and now all I have. It's all I have.
Have people been sending you socks?
Alvaro got me a shit ton of socks for my birthday. I don't know what it was for. Christmas. Maybe.
A day.
Huh?
A day that had some reason to give you a gift.
Yeah. So I have like these socks he gave me. I have like 12 pairs of these and a bunch of other ones. Nice. None of them have holes. They're all great.
Nice.
I just need everything
so
else
actually,
now.
At long last, you don't have any socks with holes in them.
I think there might be some lingerers from Vegas, that snuck on through.
Of course, you would pack those.
It is so funny to think about what survived the fire, because I brought like a little cooler with like some food in it to eat in my hotel room in Vegas, and I brought like this little cutting board. Like the mini cutting board for my kitchen. So now that's one of the very few things that survived. I don't have anything else, but I have this small cutting board. It's like so small, it's pointless basically, but it's so funny that I have it. It's almost like a sentimental item now.
Bro, I kind of want to just go shopping for you this weekend.
No, don't do that. Here's why.
Because I like shopping, and I find all kinds of bargains.
I know you do.
And I know you do. You're giving me a reason to have fun shopping.
The thing is, like, I have all of the... what's tricky is that you can get all the essentials pretty damn quick. Yeah. I have all the essentials. All the stuff I need day to day. It's like the little things that you need sometimes that are tricky, like swim trunks. You don't think about that, but then there's going to be a moment where you're like, fuck, I need this really basic thing that I've historically always had on hand. But I do feel like at this point I have everything I need, and anything else that I would spontaneously need can be bought within like 20 minutes. Yeah, I could just go to the store.
Do you have decent shopping options around here,
dude? Are you not familiar at all with this area?
Not really.
Oh my god,
you got a Target nearby?
It's incredible. There's like within half a mile radius. There's a Target, a Trader Joe's, a Walmart, a Costco, a Sam's Club.
Oh shit, you're
Lowe's.
Done, man. You're good.
It is. I mean, most of that stuff I rattled off is walking distance.
Yeah. Okay.
It's incredible. Like the location is crazy.
That's nice. You got freeways nearby.
Yeah.
Relatively. Your parking is garbage.
Parking sucks. Yeah.
But
although I have a spot.
Oh, okay.
I have a reserved spot, so it doesn't suck for me. Sucks for a lot of people who visit.
Wait, if I'm parked on the same street as you, am I okay? Am I okay?
Technically, it's a no. You're not supposed to park there. They could mess with you
overnight.
Considering
like right now, it's
considering that you're here for like an hour and it's like middle of the night, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the future, you're gonna want to park on the other street before you turn down that alley. But yeah, I've been adjusting. I think, like I said, it'll feel much better once we got furniture. But it was funny. I woke up the other morning, and I woke up to the sound of like someone screaming, like someone yelling. It was like there was someone's dog barking. I could hear the dog, like this big dog barking, and then you just hear this like crotchety old man like, "Hey, shut that dog up! Shut that damn dog!" I was like, all right, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore.
Bro, you
it's so funny.
You had such peace and quiet.
I know. But you know what? Apart from that one instance, so far, I've been here for almost a week now. It's surprisingly quiet.
Do you share any walls?
None.
Oh, that's good.
That's really cool. It's a condo, but it doesn't share any walls. No one above me, no one below me. No one on the sides. That's huge. That's huge.
Actually, that is a big.
But no in-unit washer dryer. That's the one thing that I was like, oh. On the flip side, the laundry room is right next to this. Yeah. It's right next to mine, my unit. Okay. So I don't have to like lug it across the complex or whatever. Yeah. It's super close, so it's actually not bad.
Okay.
But yeah,
you know what? I gotta say, man, like. I'm curious, like what has the disruption been like? Because imagine you had a 9-to-5 job, and all of a sudden now you're having to like have a different commute, and everything else,
right?
Like,
yeah.
So like how much disruption have you experienced other than like, okay, I don't have gas, or I don't have hot water, or
Sure.
Bathing.
I would say the disruption has been the biggest to work. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more unique than the average person probably, but I still have no access to my office. The one in.
That's right.
So all my stuff is there.
It's wild that your office is still there, because I was looking at the map, like,
oh my god,
it's like this one little spot, and there's like this big almost donut around it.
Yes.
Of destruction.
Yes, it's crazy that it's still standing. It is absolutely insane. But it's right in the heart of all the devastation. Like you said, everything around, like buildings right across the street are gone.
Yeah.
And they don't have a hard date on when people are going to be allowed back in that building, because they have to send out an inspector to make sure that it's, the toxins are okay. Toxin levels are low enough. And there's no dates. No dates are being shouted out. So I don't have anything work related except the stuff I brought with me to Vegas, which was for 1 week's worth of work, where I was going to be given products put in front of me to film. I don't have so like the RTX 5000 series, 5090 is coming out. The review embargo. Oh, I can't talk about that. But I can't test these cards because I don't even have like a motherboard or like the RAM or any of this shit. I have my little PC. Yeah. I could technically test it outside of the case because it wouldn't fit in the case, but the power supply is just not going to cut the mustard for that thing. You need a 1,000-watt PSU. That's a little small form factor 600-watt.
You got anybody that you can hit up and just be like, I need a test rig?
I've been talking to Paul. And he's totally cool with me swinging by, grab some stuff. But what has been holding me up is like, my house burned down in the middle of CES week, so I still have a bunch of obligations for sponsors that paid my way to be there. Mm-hmm. And so I can't let them down. A deal's a deal. They've been extremely understanding given the circumstances that my videos are going to be really delayed. Yeah. I mean, CES was 2 weeks ago now, and I'm still pumping out my last video tomorrow. But I haven't been able to move on to other work projects until that's done.
Yeah, kind of like a backlog of work stuff.
Total backlog, and that's been like trying to like, I guess, like the stress of, obviously the vendors have been great, the partners have been great, but you don't want to push it. You don't want to like take advantage of their patience.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to just wrap all that shit up, but also million calls a day. Mom's hitting me up. Let's go shopping. Let's do this. Let's get let's get food. And it's a lot to juggle. It's a lot to handle, and it's sometimes difficult to know where to put your time, and how much. Am I pushing people out too much? Am I letting them in too much? It's been a whirlwind.
Have you had to be allow yourself to say, look, I'm fine. I just need some time. I need some space.
Yes.
In places where it's hard, like to come to that.
It's point. Mostly been with my mom.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she's been the most frantic about it, understandably. Dude. She's doing the mom thing. But she's also in mom heaven.
Yeah.
She's in mom heaven right now because I'm like a wounded bird in her eyes. Right. And she's like, she gets to like put on the M cape again. Mm-hmm. Like super mom is back. She's like, mom is back. Mom is back. Like she has like a new reason to live, and she's been incredible. And like, she's gotten me so much stuff and just been there every step of the way. But, there is, I do need my space to some degree. At some point I'm like, all right, I'm good. It's kind of like she's like the guy on the bobsled team that's just there to push the bobsled, but then she doesn't really know when to let go. So like the bobsled's already in full motion and she's like hanging on, like ah.
No, you're not supposed to go down the track.
No, you can let go now. I'm fine. Like you did a great job pushing the thing. Oh, you got to. We're halfway through the course already. You got to let go. So trying to be sensitive with her about that, and
that's got to be a challenge because like if I was in a similar situation and I was near my parents, like I can totally see what would be happening.
I think that'd be the case with any of it, like anyone in our crew. The moms would just go berserk,
Yes.
And they'd all be amazing, but at some point you gotta pump the brakes.
You gotta be a man. You gotta be like, okay, I got life to live here, and I have to do it.
Right.
Set out on my own.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. But she's been like, the more like, what's nice is that when I communicate that to her, she responds to it. It's not like in one ear out the other.
Yeah, she's understanding.
Like maybe part of me was like, oh, she's not even gonna. This is all gonna go over her head. She's not gonna listen. But she has been listening, and she has been, considering just how I'm feeling about it. I told her, I was like, no more boxes. Don't ship me anything from Amazon. I told her that. She sent me like a nice board game, and I was like, thank you. But like you see, like the pile is already
the pile
building up.
The
pile of boxes is already going. It's already halfway to the ceiling.
What about stuff? Have you hit up anybody who is still shipping to your old address and be like, hey, you should probably tell FedEx like new address? Because there's probably stuff that was en route.
I didn't.
I guess it would be undeliverable, so it'd probably just be floating around or something.
Yeah, floating around or go back to sender, return to sender. But I have done all the mail forwarding.
Okay.
To my knowledge, I can't think of anything at least super important or big that I was expecting during that week, CES week. But mail forwarding's all been handled.
That's good.
Thank God.
Because I can just imagine like some really determined Amazon delivery person just managing to slip through all the barricades and be like, this package is here. This is the address.
Puts it right in the doorway where there's no door.
Dude, I bet you on social media somebody will post a photo of their Amazon delivery in front of their like burned up residence and be like, thanks, Amazon.
It's
just a matter of time.
That's great. It's a smoke alarm.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it's funny. I was at like Did I tell you I was at Living Spaces?
I think I think you mentioned it, but refresh my memory.
I was just like shopping for furniture, and then like some guy comes up to me. He's like, "Dude, I love your channel. I'm so sorry about the house."
Oh no, I don't.
And like I got spotted at Living Spaces looking for furniture.
Wow.
After my house burned down. I was like, "Yep, that's why I'm shopping for furniture." He's like, "Yeah, I figured." And then literally, I shit you not, 10 minutes later, still at Living Spaces, another guy. Dude, your house, bro. I was like, why is everyone spotting me? This is the last place I want to be seen at the worst possible time.
Oh my
I
God.
do not want to be seen just like rebuilding my life right now. This is not good.
Wow. That's
But that video did get sent out to a lot of people.
It got a lot of views.
So, I mean, I think there was a lot of people who just hadn't watched me in years that saw that video and clicked on it.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of, but pretty funny. Pretty funny. I was like, all right, let's get the hell out of here. I'll buy it online.
I'm glad that I don't have notoriety. I'm not getting recognized in public.
It sucks.
It's gonna really throw me off
if
that ever happens.
It sucks because you know, there's always shit. There's always shit. Shit always happens, and you can't. If you're in the public eye, you can't hide all of it all the time. Some of it's gonna leak out, especially when it's good for content.
True.
But so you just have to expect that there's going to be a lot of shit that happens in your life that it's going to be on public display. And that's rarely good. apart from I don't know. Apart from I guess like the support, because my viewers have been super supportive.
Thanks, guys.
And yeah, you guys have been incredible. I don't want to get all gay and stuff, but you guys have been you guys like the super chat donations, everyone's been donating. I have not asked for anything. They just do it voluntarily, and I've been like, holy shit, that's pretty awesome. It's cool that the community has been so positive.
You got a lot of support.
I really do.
It's like you have a lot of people in your personal life and just through social media and stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
That's definitely something to, be grateful for. I'm not saying you're not. Like I'm just musing on it and going, damn, like I would be pretty blown away by that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been humbling for sure. But I'm ready for things to go back to normal. I don't want to be I hate being the victim, dude. I hate I hate it when everyone around you just feels sorry for you.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You're like,
it's a bummer.
Like,
it makes you feel worse.
So are you going like, yes, bad things happen, but I'm trying to continue. I'm trying to go on.
Yeah.
So let me do that.
And it's like I can't fault anyone for being sympathetic. Yeah. I can't fault anyone for just. I mean, I've been thanking everyone. Just like, holy shit, thank you guys. Mm-hmm. Just everyone providing or offering so much. But I really like the people who like hit me with that initial text or whatever. It's like, dude, so sorry, and then just crickets after that because I'm like, thank you. It's like giving me some space. Like they know that I'll reach out when I can, when I want to.
Yeah.
But everyone, I guess, everyone supports you in their own way, and that's cool too.
For sure.
Yeah, I am done being the center of drama. I don't want to do it anymore, dude. I'm like, what's next, dude? What the hell is gonna happen next to me? I'm scared. I think it's like Final Destination or something.
Honestly,
I murdered people in my last life. I don't know.
If it was just like statistics, like bad statistics, where like, oh, something very unlikely happened to me.
Yeah.
So now statistically things should be very normal for a while. Like that's not how it works.
Doesn't work that way.
But if it was, that would be nice, right?
Sure. Yeah. If there was an opposite reaction for everything, not so much in that sense. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Let's talk about something else. I'm done talking about me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of talking about me, dude. What's going on with you?
I'm boring as hell, man.
Come on.
I
There's got to be something going on.
I made a list. I made a list of stuff. I was like, okay, if disaster strikes and I have to evacuate, I'm like,
oh really? You made a list after?
Yeah, I was just like,
a bit inspirational.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a thought exercise, and I was like, okay, well, this is actually, since I can easily make a list, let me just make a list. And I was like, this list is starting to get pretty long. Like,
yeah,
I had to think about it and go like, okay, realistically, this is stuff that I can probably knock out in like 10-15 minutes and can all fit in my car.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a challenge because it was definitely, I could definitely tell that I was like starting to go, okay, but I kind of want to grab that and that and that, but
yeah,
so it was like I had to go,
right,
just try to go as basic as possible, and then at some point I need to revisit it and be like, okay, what's missing, like something that I take for granted, but it isn't like swim trunks where you're like, oh, oops, I didn't grab that. But
sure.
Let me pop over to Target. And
right, exactly. Like what's something that you're actually gonna be kind of bummed that you lost. Yeah, dude. I mean, 100% that. Like my neighbor actually, I was talking to him on the phone last week, and he was talking to me about the day that he evacuated, and it was the night right before our whole neighborhood went up in flames, and he was just like, dude, I'm so pissed at myself because I left so much stuff behind. Like I had time, but I was just panicked, and also he was taking care. He was like also evacuating his brother who's disabled in a wheelchair. So there's like that's like a huge stressor on top of everything else. But he was like, there was just so many things that were perfectly within arm's reach that I could have just grabbed. Like there was a wad of cash that I didn't grab. I knew it was there. I was just like, and then there was like an iPad, just like stuff that's like easy to take, but you just in the back of your mind somewhere you're just thinking, well, I'll just grab it later or next time. So because there's going to be a later or next time.
In a way, it's actually kind of a good thing that you weren't already gone. You weren't in a position where you're going to be looking back and be like, oh, I wish I had grabbed that. It would have been like 30 seconds.
Sure, I was just completely helpless. I didn't have a choice. I had zero choice. It's interesting. That's an interesting point you bring up. Like, what's worse?
Because it feels like a weird. It's not survivor's guilt, but it's like a I could have done better kind of.
There's a regret. There's a regret to it. Yeah. Right, exactly.
Or just, that kind of regret.
There's a regret. Like I don't have a regret really because I wasn't in control.
You were just packing up for a quick trip to Vegas and knock out some business. And bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Anyway,
but I still
as you said, enough of that topic.
For sure.
I was inspired to do that, and then, it got me to be like, okay, well, let me like try to dig around through some stuff and organize stuff and make it so it's a little bit more modular, so that if I have this item on my list, it'll contain more. So like try to like kind of reorganize my stuff a little bit so that
you're grabbing fewer things but getting more.
Yes, like they're more like my items on my list are a little bit heftier. Like it's still one line item, but it contains more.
Maybe like a backpack of stuff.
Right, exactly. Instead of just like a folder, it could be like a backpack. So that folder is in it, but then I have some, like just an extra backpack. So I stuff some socks and shirt, whatever, like extra stuff in there. So it was kind of a fun.
It's your Bugout Bag, dude. Got to design organize your Bugout Bag.
I will happily work with you to build a Bugout Bag. That is honestly, it's a hobby of mine.
I feel differently about. I used to think Bugout bags were dumb. No, I never thought they were dumb. I just I didn't take them as seriously. But that's definitely changed. This whole thing. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to have one. I feel like it would just feel good. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. I can show you mine,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll be like, "What the hell?"
Mm-hmm.
And then you can be like, "Okay, I see what you're doing. It doesn't make a lot of sense for me, but I can conceptually go, okay, let me go through the same thought process,
Yeah.
and try to build out what I would want to have."
Yeah.
And honestly, it is kind of like a weird hobby. Like I have a very nice first aid kit that I built.
Yeah.
It's like overbuilt. It's
right.
And it's like I don't necessarily think that it's not grandiose. Like I got to the point where I was like, oh, these are cool, like airway support things.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, I don't have the training necessary to use these.
Yeah.
Like I
don't.
If I really wanted to, I could take a class and get the training, but I haven't done that. So it was like, they're like, airway support is a big deal.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna buy something like that if I'm
right.
If I don't have the qualification to use it correctly.
Sure. Yeah. Did you ever consider being like a doctor? Because I feel like it's kind of right up your alley and sort of meshes with your personality.
Yeah, but then I was like, medical school.
It's a lot of freaking work. Yeah. A lot of everything. Stress.
I honestly, it would be.
I could see you doing it. I could see you being like a fucking heart surgeon or something, and crushing it. Just grinding on all the ladies at the parties.
Bro, doctors party hard.
I've heard. Fred, like somewhere in a subreddit, this like was a guy who basically arranged bachelor and bachelorette parties in Vegas for like 10 years. He's like, he was like, all right, women are crazier than men at all of these events by far, and the ones you got to watch out for the most are the teachers and any of the nurses or any of the doctors, medical or education. Holy effing shit, yeah. Because
they have so much stress.
Yeah.
And they have so much that they have to suppress and filter out in their day-to-day work.
It's got to come out somehow.
Yeah. They have,
it makes sense.
They have a lot of stress and they have to release that.
I would think like cops too, like
although
I guess they can release it on
they
release it in other ways perhaps.
I don't know. There's Hollywood's portrayal of cops, and then there's real life, and
somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between, and I don't know. I imagine well, here's the thing: is what's crazy is cops in a lot of ways have way better like support system. Than doctors, for example.
What's their support system?
In terms of it, let's say you're a law enforcement officer and you're suffering from depression, or
I see what you're saying.
Some kind of exposure to traumatic events that's causing you issues, psychologically.
Yeah.
There's no there's no question about that. There's complete acceptance of that. There's support in place for that.
Right.
If you're a medical doctor, if you're practicing medicine and you have any kind of question about your mental stability, it's like that's how it's looked at. There's a question of your mental stability and potentially your competence.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have depression, if you have some kind of PTSD or any kind of psychological struggle,
that's true.
Any kind of need for medication or therapy, like because of their position, all of that is looked upon extremely like closely and negatively. Like to be frank, it's viewed very negatively for medical practitioners to seek mental health care.
That's a crazy double standard that I didn't even think about. Because I mean, on one hand, it makes sense why society might be hard on like doctors because for that sort of thing, because it's like they're in like the life saving business. They have the power to save lives. They need to be focused on that. But then like cops
they have the power to take lives.
So isn't that equally important? Shouldn't that also be scrutinized? Shouldn't they be treated on some level?
Well, I feel like I'm not going to make any sweeping generalizations about law enforcement in terms of saying, oh well, they have it too easy. I think would be very tempting to do that. Sure. But I will say I feel like people who practice medicine, doctors, nurses, have it way too hard. Mm-hmm. I will say that. Yeah, I think that I can make that generalization that there is like no mercy.
Yeah,
there's right. like the admit, like say you're working at a hospital as a doctor and you have to take a few days off because of bereavement, or you had something traumatic happen. There's some kind of thing that could potentially affect your mental well-being. You're going to be viewed very, very, like you're going to be examined closely. You're going to be like, people are going to be watching you, like, sure. because such a big thing is liability.
Yeah.
They're and the administrative system of whatever wherever they are is going to be like, ooh, they had to take a few days off because they were they had a family member die, or because like I think I want to say that basically it's kind of like you kind of have to tell on yourself. If you're practicing medicine, you kind of have to document like your use of healthcare resources, like mental health care resources.
Right.
There has to be some transparency there, and I feel like that's kind of absurd because I don't know. But anyway, as opposed to almost any other profession, it's like whatever. But the big thing for healthcare practitioners is they go through a shitload of trauma and stress and all kinds of stuff that impacts your mental health negatively.
Definitely.
And at the same time, they are, that's what I was trying to think of. It is stigmatized for them to seek help and support and treatment.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. Because I mean,
it really is.
Ultimately, like everyone in that profession is going to, at some point, like they're going to be dealing with some kind of mental health issues at some point. Some of them for a lifetime, some of them here and there.
Dude,
but it's like but having to keep that under wraps from everyone is just gonna, that's more dangerous than to have a safe space to acknowledge it openly and then receive help for it.
I feel like there's a major issue with hypocrisy in terms of the way that we could talk forever about how there's problems with our healthcare system, but I feel like healthcare practitioners deserve better in terms of their mental health struggles not being stigmatized.
Yeah,
because it's just idiotic.
Yeah, it's not fair at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I guess I'm trying to think of other situations where you can kind of draw a parallel. I want to say airline pilots. They're usually they're subject to a lot of scrutiny, right?
Definitely.
But you know, other than medical professionals and airline pilots, I'm struggling. I'm sure there are other professions, but I'm struggling to think of professions where you're constantly kind of under a microscope.
I see. I wouldn't mind if a surgeon doing if a doctor doing surgery on me was depressed. I wouldn't mind that. But if it was a pilot that was super depressed, that was on their flight, that would rub me a little bit the wrong way. Or not. It'd make me feel a little uneasy.
Yeah.
No, but that's also because it's a totally different scenario.
I mean, it's
not like
if you're it's a little bit of a different scenario, but at some point, either way, your life is in somebody else's hands. It is literally their job to do their job correctly and make sure that your life is not damaged or destroyed.
Right.
In the course of their duties.
That is true. I think the main difference is that the doctor can't kamikaze you. Can't like he can't kamikaze you with him. You know what I mean? Like
probably. Well,
not in that scenario.
I mean, let's not the same way, but there are tragic events that happen where, like, for example, some nurse. No, it was I want to say it was a doctor. He was adulterating IV bags. He was adding. I want to say he was adding something to IV bags, and then that would cause some kind of a negative reaction, like a life-threatening reaction in a patient.
Yeah.
And so that when, like, over the course of a long surgery, you might have, like, let's say a second IV bag hung for just fluids during a surgery. And then the doctor would be like, beforehand they had adulterated that IV bag. And then when it gets hung and the patient starts getting whatever's in it, they have this negative reaction, and then the doctor gets to look like a hero by, like,
what,
counteracting whatever that agent was and saving the patient's life.
This actually happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
There was because they have warmers for IV bags. Like you when you're going to use IV bags, and surgery is weird. You have there's a lot of stuff that happens in surgery that can cause hypothermia, and I think a part of it has to do with the way that anesthesia works. But anyway, one of the things that's kind of common sense is you warm the IV bags up so that when you're giving somebody intravenous fluids in surgery, the fluid is about body temperature.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not literally putting cold stuff in the person's veins.
Sure.
And so this person was caught doing suspicious shit with the bags that were in the warmer. Like one of the nurses or somebody else who worked there reported, like, hey, this person was doing some sketchy shit. Like, were they tampering with the bag or something?
Replacing it with a Capri Sun.
Yeah, so that's not an isolated thing, and
that's crazy.
There are people who
it's so scary.
Are firefighters.
Yeah.
But they're arsonists because they will start fires.
Oh my god.
And then be like,
it's crazy.
I helped put out the fire. I saved these people from the building. I'm a hero.
Damn.
And that's this whole other, like, I don't even, I'm sure there's a whole, structure of that kind of that kind of mental illness.
That's like when I was in college, I used to sell weed to myself, just smoke it all,
Like, I'm my own dealer.
Damn, sold out again. I'm killing it.
I'm such a good businessman. I'm so satisfied with my service.
Yeah.
I got the best
5
service
stars.
today.
5
I provided
stars.
the best service
5
today.
stars to whoever gave me this shit. This is gold. Yeah. That is so wild, though. That is so crazy.
Man. It is, and
what's wrong with us?
It's like it's a thing. These are not just isolated incidents. Like if you dig into it, it's like you can find a sort of pattern of in those professions. There are people who just will. I mean, they have a lot of power.
Yeah.
And you're always going to get weirdos abusing power. So that's my motto for 2025.
Damn. I can't even imagine. I've probably done that on a smaller scale. Like I could see me like putting one of the cats outside if there was like a hot chick nearby, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And just be like,
oh, hey, can you help me get my cat back?
No, just like, or be like, because like the cats are just a chick magnet, and so she's gonna go up to the cat, and the cat's gonna go to me, right? So it's just basically
I feel like this plan would work a lot better if you had a dog.
Yeah, probably a dog, maybe a dog,
because cats are chick magnets, but they're not necessarily gonna go to you.
That's true. The boy would probably I'd never see him again.
Just be like,
then I'd ask her to help me find my cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is suspicious, actually.
That's a little suspicious.
Unless she because if you take
some Ted Bundy shit right there. My cat ran away from home.
If she actually saw your cat,
yeah, right,
and you going after your cat,
sure,
that's probably okay. But if you're just like, I can't find my cat, you're like, okay, it's a red flag right there.
If there's ever a hot chick and just there happens to be a stray animal somewhere, then you could be like, that's mine. Hey, can you help me get him? That's Geppetto. We gotta go get Geppetto.
Meanwhile, you're trying to grab a coyote. That's my pet raccoon.
Oh my god. Oh, damn, dude.
Ah, man.
How long are we going here? Oh, almost an hour. All right, let's.
All right. Well, I'm gonna help you build a Bugout Bag. I'm gonna show you my Bugout Bag because I do like to show off.
See, I would just clone your Bugout Bag because ultimately, the day that we have an apocalypse, I would hope to God that I was with you because I know that you're going to be the most prepared out of anyone I know, more so than anyone else. But in the event that that's not possible, I'm going to need basically everything.
All right,
which is probably just going to be a clone of your bag.
I was thinking about this a while back.
Yeah.
Previous to going, what do I grab in case there's an emergency and I need to evacuate? I was thinking about like if there is a serious shit hits the fan emergency. Mm-hmm. Like I kind of was like writing a resume for myself. Like, what do I bring to the table?
Yeah.
Because I had recently read The Parable of the Sower, which is a very good book.
Okay.
But it's a pretty good like kind of post-apocalyptic, people trying to escape shit and like sort of banding together and forming a group for safety and learning to trust each other and blah blah blah. And I was like, if I'm in a situation where, well, assuming that it's not a situation where somebody's just like gonna shoot me and then take my shit.
Yeah.
Because there will be people like that.
Sure.
So the first step is avoid people like that.
Right.
The second step is find people who you can team up with.
Yeah.
And ideally have something to bring to the table, like you have some skill.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm a doctor or I'm a nurse, but I'm like, I have some medical skill.
Sure.
I have a lot of map data, and I have a lot of books, and I have a lot of like medical textbooks and stuff about agriculture and like gardening and stuff like useful stuff like that.
Right.
Stored on my phones as long as I have some solar power chargers, whatever.
Right.
Like I can you know provide a lot of valuable data.
Yeah.
That's stored on my phone.
Sure.
Along with okay, I can dig a ditch probably, right?
Sure.
Like
physical labor,
exactly,
manual labor. Yeah.
So I was kind of writing a resume for myself, and then it turned into like thinking about scenarios where it's like, okay, well, what if all you can find is people who are just gonna like try to shoot you and take your shit?
Sure.
And that was kind of depressing. And then I tried to game it out a little bit and think like, okay, if I was trying to make contact with a group and like evaluate whether they're gonna just like they're not super aggressive, but maybe they're gonna just kind of grab me and take everything and then smack me over the head or whatever.
Right.
Then okay, let me game it out and be like, okay, I can try to like hide my stuff somewhere.
Sure.
And then booby trap it. And then if they want to grab me and just be like, where's your stuff?
Just lead them to
then I'll try to take them to my stuff and hope they hit the booby trap and then I can fucking run.
That's smart.
And I was like, this is very fucking brutal and depressing.
Yeah, it's terrible. But it's good to know. It's good to have that in mind if shit really did hit the fan. I mean, I don't think it would be long if we really did encounter a situation like that before people are just straight up shooting each other.
I'm overthinking it because I would die quickly, I'm sure. Just
same. Well, I mean,
at
least you have
or just something stupid.
At least you have a long list of things to offer that you bring to the table. What am I gonna say? Like I this is my best thing is like I can be bait.
You can be bait.
I'll be bait.
You can.
I can fit down wells.
You're the jester.
I can fit into small spaces. Yeah. If you need me to like crawl an event or something, I'm your guy.
No, you're the comic relief, dude.
I'm mental health.
Yeah.
I'll help your mental health. I'll keep you from going insane.
We can verbally beat you up. We can physically beat you up. That helps us learn mental health.
Yeah. You and I just are a package deal. Like you'll fix their bodies. I'll help their minds. We should just roll up me on your shoulders, just piggybacking.
Master Blaster.
You just say Hodor the whole time.
Dude, have you ever seen the original? What the hell is it? The Road Warrior.
Mad Max.
Mad Max, yeah.
I don't think I saw the original one.
OG.
I don't think I ever saw I saw clips of the one from with Tina Turner in it. That was
that sounds old. It's got to be old.
That was a pretty old one. But no, I don't think I've seen the original.
All right.
Does it still hold up? I have a feeling it's
probably... I think it holds up okay.
Yeah.
It's not as
it's what, 70s? Or is it 80s?
Let's say 80s, maybe
early 80s.
Early 80s.
Okay.
It's weird because it's like we're so spoiled now.
Yeah.
Like we're so spoiled with what Hollywood brings for the most part.
Just nonstop.
It's not like Hollywood doesn't shit the bed sometimes.
Sure.
The quality of production,
it's crazy.
Effects and casting and everything is
mind blowing.
And cinematography so high.
Yeah.
But there are still good old movies, and some of them are good. Like yeah, maybe this movie is 40 years old, but it's got really good cinematography and
yeah,
just the vision of the people who made this film was great. Or it's just a classic. It's got such good writing and comedy and
sure,
whatever.
For sure.
I'm not gonna say Mad Max was like a 10 out of 10 classic, but I think it's a solid 7 at least.
Nice.
Worth a watch.
Nice. I'll check it out. Maybe I'll watch it with Mel. We try to get her to watch older movies. Yeah, like when we first started dating, I made her watch The Matrix. She'd never seen it, and like it had been years since I had seen it too.
Yeah.
dude, still holds up so strong after all this time. It holds up so like remarkably well. I mean, like, yeah, it's a solid movie. Like, there are a lot of solid movies that just don't age well.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I'm just like, I was like, I had to check the date twice. I'm like, is it really like 25 years old? This movie's so good,
dude.
It's still so good.
The Matrix is 25 years old.
It's so crazy.
That's
so insane.
Yeah. Okay.
It still rocks. It doesn't feel like hokey.
No,
you know. At some point it will probably, but
they did a great job with it, especially with the practical effects.
Yeah.
And just stuff like, the shell casings.
Yeah.
Water falling from the minigun.
Yeah, right. So firing. Many cool, like so many badass moments. You're just like, oh shit. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Excellent. So what did she think?
She liked it. Yeah, she thought it was great. Yeah, she thought it was great.
Did you just watch that one, or did you ever go on to the other?
We never went to the others.
Okay. Dude, did you ever watch the new one?
No, which one was that? No, I didn't.
I don't know. It's probably like 6 years ago or something.
Oh, was it 6 years ago now?
I don't know.
Oh man,
I'm starting to inflate how long ago things are.
Yeah, right. Because it's always longer.
Make up for it was. It felt like it was 2 years ago, but it was actually 7 years ago.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably right.
Time's weird.
What was it? Do you remember what it was called? It was a live action, right? It wasn't. Yeah.
It was, and it was like the Matrix.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Revived or it was like
not Redux. Right?
Like I'm trying to think of a synonym, a word that means like coming back to life.
Resurrection.
Yes, there we go.
Was it really?
I think it was. It was Matrix Resurrection.
That's such a cheesy name. Resurrections, yeah, 2021. So it was 4 years ago. So you inflated. You were pretty close. Pretty close. Matrix Resurrections.
Not that great.
Got a 5.6. It got a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not great. It's just okay.
Yeah.
Too bad. Yeah, that is too bad. Yeah, I mean the first one, like I don't know, the first one's so freaking good that I don't even want to rewatch the other ones because I'll just be disappointed.
Honestly, you can kind of just want to done it and yes, it's a trilogy, but really it stands alone. It stands alone just fine.
It really does. There's few movies where like the sequel is actually better than the original. Terminator. I like T2 more than.
You're right. I actually realized I had never watched the original Terminator.
Okay.
Because I wasn't allowed to watch such movies at that age.
Right.
But eventually I got around to watching the original Terminator. I was like, wait.
Mm-hmm.
I thought what I realized is Terminator 2 was the original. Like I was thinking like the movie Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of that as like the first one.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep.
Because it has so many of the iconic Terminator stuff.
Right.
And I watched the first one, I was like, oh, it's a little bit of a rough start actually.
Yeah.
But then so yeah, to your point, I think that is a good example of that's one where the follow-up was better than the first in the series.
Yeah. But they're hard to come up with. They're hard to name. There's not a lot.
You watched the anime, right?
No, I haven't seen the anime. I heard that was good.
That one and
that one came out.
The Cyberpunk anime.
I saw the Cyberpunk anime. The Matrix one came out recently? That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but there were actually a couple really good ones, I thought.
What was the one that you
was the Animatrix.
You and Mike were talking about some anime.
It was Terminator.
Oh, it was Terminator. That's what it was.
Terminator Zero?
That's what it was.
Yes.
Terminator Zero. Yeah. I gotta see that. I want to watch that. That was sick.
I caught up on a good chunk of anime recently.
Oh, nice.
Like some. I saw Chainsaw Man.
Oh, damn. Has Beto been getting you into anime? I know
he had suggested I watch Chainsaw Man.
Nice.
He wanted me to try. He wanted me to watch the Never-Ending Story of anime.
What's it called? One Piece.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I was like, nope.
It's like over 1,000 episodes.
I tried.
So crazy.
I tried watching. I think I got through maybe like 4 or 5 episodes of that, and I was like, it's okay, but I'm not going to spend that long. I'm not gonna. Okay.
You're gonna spend 1,000.
I'm not gonna spend 500 hours.
Yeah, right.
Watching this anime. let's say they're half-hour episodes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not doing that.
500 hours, dude. It's only a couple months.
Although I have gotten to the point where I will watch some anime sped up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes it really feels like the pacing. I don't feel like I'm destroying anything by just compressing it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes,
dude, you have to. It drags on so hard.
The pacing will be like step.
Exactly.
Step. Somebody is literally like 15 seconds of taking a step every second and a half because it's dramatic.
Dude, you ever, like, I remember like Dragon Ball Z, like when I was like in middle school, I'd watch an episode and be like, oh, Goku learned the Kamehameha. So he's like, in one episode, he's like, Ka, and it's like, on next week's episode, man, like he was just charging up one move for like 3 I'm like, dude, you gotta fire it already.
Yeah,
it just dragged so hard, and then he misses. You're like, come on.
Yeah. So I did find there were some that were definitely like fine on their own, but then there were some times where like crank it up to like 1.5 speed.
Yeah, you got it.
Sometimes
you got it.
Some I think max out around 1.5, and then that like actually gets it. That makes the pacing feel like
normal.
Yeah, and then the episodes are like 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
20.
Maybe you will watch One Piece.
Yeah. No,
still not.
Nope.
All right. Well, before this turns into a One Piece episode, we're gonna call it here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.